Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Barton Power Sports, Sportsman's Warehouse, and Best Care Home Services.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on this day before Father's Day. And I'm telling all you folks out there, just remind you as I do each segment, if you're looking for a wonderful Father's Day gift, I can't think of anything better than stopping by one of the Barton Power Sports in West Memphis, Jonesboro, Forest City, and now
Memphis, Tennessee.
Memphis, Tennessee. We're going to have to come up with some kind of song, Greg, for Frank, you know, with dealing with all the different varieties so I can remember where he is. Well, we'll come up with something for you, all right?
That'll be fine.
And this being the last segment of today's show, it's breezed by. We've been to Utah. We've been to Springfield, Massachusetts. We've been to the Cornell Lab of Ornithology in New York. And now we're going to talk a little crappie fishing, which is one of my favorite subjects at this time of the year. And a familiar name to a lot of you folks out there, Polarcraft. I think everybody's had a Polarcraft in this area at one time or the other. Back in the old days. I know I did. That lasted a long time. And we've also going to renew a friendship with a young man that he's eat up with crappie fishing. I think Jared Roper, I know you're fishing with your daddy, Tommy, today. You weren't born in
he just caught one.
He just caught one. All right. Were you actually born in a crappie boat?
I think, well, not the boat on the bank.
Okay, not the boat on the bank. Okay, all right. But you've been familiar, and we're talking to Jared Roper of Roper Outdoors. He's fishing this morning with his dad. Where are y'all?
Clinton, Missouri on Truman Lake.
Okay, Truman Lake up there. And we've got the man that knows all about Polarcraft on at the same time is Scott Hoover. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning.
All right, let's talk about the Jared Outdoors and Polarcraft. What do we got going here, Scott?
Well, Jared's got our new 195 Crappie Pro boat. It's one that he helped, design a little bit so he could, one of the things that we had at Polarcraft was we had a 17.5-foot bass boat and a crappie version of that. But we didn't have the big one for the guys that do the serious fishing like Jared. And he's helped us turn our 195 bass boat into a 195 crappie boat version. So he's got a lot bigger boat with a big 97-inch beam, and it's got the 3 front pedestals on it so they can do their spider rigging. And he's been a big help for us trying to show us exactly what crappie fishermen want.
And it's got what I think you need is a bigger live well because you want to catch a lot of fish, right, Jared?
Oh yeah, and that's what we kind of helped with. Also, what we wanted was a live well up front, and so they took an actual storage unit, kept the same size, and turned it into a live well. So this boat, has 2 live wells, one in the front and one in the back. So one on the front.
Well, that's pretty cool.
They can handle those Grenada slabs.
Oh, the Grenada slabs. And what's a slab to Jared Roper?
Slab is over 2 3/4 pounds.
Okay, over 2 and what?
3/4.
2 3/4 pounds. Okay, that's 2 1-pounders to me. That's okay. I'll take that. A little bit over that. And Scott, talk Polarcraft, the history. You guys, of course, it grew up in the South here. You're now in Indiana?
We're in Syracuse, Indiana. Polarcraft's been in business for 65 years. It was a part of a big group called Nautic Global Group, and just last year, about 14 months ago, it was bought by 2 guys, and now Polarcraft is independently owned. So you got a group of guys that is really focusing on just fishing boats, and we don't have any pontoons or runabouts or anything like that. Our sole focus is fishing boats and trying to do the best thing we can for fishermen and fishing boat dealers.
And Polarcraft, the name itself, we just got through talking to the guys at Browning. When you mention Browning, you know that's pretty good. You mention Polarcraft, you know that's got some history behind it.
Yeah, and that's one reason why I pursued the company, because I knew Polarcraft has been around for years.
Yeah.
With the new leadership of Polarcraft, one thing that you look at when you want to start a partnership or any relationship is communication. How is the line of communication? Does one side know it all?
Yeah.
Or is there a partnership? And what we felt like in the beginning when I went up there, Dad and I went up there to Indiana and sat down and met with Hoover, Don't Call Now, and the other owners, we actually had a full conversation and saw how we can help. They listened, and that's one thing that I am enjoying, that we have input and that they are serious about what they're doing. It's not sitting in there and like, okay, I own the company, that's it, but they are interested in creating the best boat out there. You know, and in my opinion, I'm running the best boat out there.
And, Scott, communication's part of this. Jared's a communicator. I can tell you that, Scott, from my years of Jared and I have been going back and forth for several years, and his daddy, Tommy, I know these guys can communicate, and that's part of not only having the boat on the water, you need somebody that can talk about it, right, Scott?
Yep, that's exactly right. That's the fun part of my job, is getting to listen to these guys and design cool boats. I'm not an engineer. I'm just one of the sales guys, but I get to go back with all the ideas and, try to go out in the shop and along with Jared and Tommy and tell everybody what we need to do and or change to make our boats better.
What about it, Jared?
Hey, Larry, don't let Scott fool you. He is an avid bass fisherman.
I am an avid bass fisherman, and Jared, when you told me where you were, I was on Truman Lake last week, and I had a limited 14-inch crappie, so that's what you got to shoot for. I had a good day on Truman last week.
Do I need to hang up and just let you guys talk? I mean, that sounds pretty cool here. I'm paying for this. I had no idea. Jared, what is the reception when you show up with that boat? Because I've heard a lot of folks talking about this is not your typical crappie boat.
No, it's not. It's wrapped. Our title sponsor is Yamaha,
right?
And Polarcraft. So we call our boat name is Elijah.
Elijah.
Blue with Elijah, and it's like a royal blue with flakes in it.
Uh-huh.
So our boat, I believe, Scott, am I right when I say Polarcraft is the first one to start putting like those metal flakes to imitate the fiberglass?
Yeah, especially in our bass boats, but we've got a diamond flake in our paint, so it's a base coat, clear coat with a diamond flake in it, and it really does give that fiberglass look. Especially the bass guys.
Yeah,
they want shiny and bling and all that good stuff, and they can get that with our diamond flake.
Well, yeah. And also I know that, and we had on some guys here recently that are pretty well known in the crappie industry, and Ronnie Capps and Steve Coleman, and talking about
legends.
Legends, and we're just now tapping into this, right, Jared? This is what you've always wanted, to bring crappie fishing to the forefront, because there's so many crappie fishermen out there that are really good fishermen, and here's the chance now. This boat is, anybody can buy one of these boats, right, Scott?
Oh,
yep, that's correct.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
The price point of this aluminum. Scott, what's the price point of this?
For a boat like yours is going to be, without all the real high dollar electronics and all that stuff, you're looking at around $30,000. And if you compare that to a fiberglass boat that's built just like it in the same size and all that good stuff, you're looking at a $60,000 boat in fiberglass. So
amazing.
Really almost half the price of a big fiberglass boat.
Yeah, and you're not gonna pull it with your 1984 Toyota. I mean, come on, let's. This boat deserves a nice truck, right? Right, Jared?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Hey, we our Yukon is doing very well on gas. We have a tandem trailer, and the gas before to now, from a fiberglass to aluminum, I don't see why anyone will go anything different.
Well, that's why I was wondering about, because this is an investment. Well, guys, thank you. So what's up for you, Jared, you and Tommy? I know you guys are fishing some circuits. Give us an update on what you guys are doing.
Well, we are, like I said, in Truman fishing the Crappie Masters whole Crappie Challenge tournament. So not jumping for joy. I like to have as many out there as possible. We are getting bit. It's not that tough. The fish are in a summer pattern. And we're trying to move up at the points. I think right now we're in 15th place. We're in the top 20, and we can replace a bad finish from Lake Fork. That's where our other one-pole tournament is. We should shoot up the leaderboard a little bit.
That's good. So what's next for you?
What's next? We have a break until August.
Okay.
We got to come back up here to Truman Lake again, but that's it's not an artificial one-pole only tournament. You can use, your spider ring setup.
All right, are you guys
in minnows?
Yeah, okay. Are you guys still crappynation.net and
Yep, still got the crappynation.net. Getting ready to go to ICAST. I think you guys, someone will be down there. Ron. Somebody.
Yeah, Ron Wong will be there. Ron Wong will be at ICAST. So
right.
I'm gonna sick him on you guys, and Crappie Nation, Crappie Station. That's on YouTube channel. And Forrest Scott, if they want to get information about Polarcraft boats, where do they go to?
You can go to polarcraftboats.com. There's a dealer locator on there, and the best place to go get pictures and see all the new stuff is different boats come off the line. We try to take photos and put them on our Facebook page. So if you just do a search on Facebook for Polarcraft Boats, you'll see a lot of good pictures there. You'll see some videos of Jared and pictures of Jared's boat. But
good.
That's
okay.
the best place to get pictures.
All right, buddy. Thank y'all. Thank you, Jared. Tell your dad hello. And Scott, thank you. Let's stay in touch. Okay, guys?
Sounds good.
All right, let's we got to wrap up this baby. Frank Barton has got to get over to the new store. Let me tell you about next week's show. Ron Wong and John Gordon will be in as a co-host. We're going to talk to Rob Hurt. He's a diehard turkey. Golly, I got turkey on my mind. A diehard duck hunter who's one of the largest collections, buyer, seller, and appraiser of duck calls in the United States. Wow, he's got a lot of them. I've seen the pictures of all these. That's Rob Hurt. We're also going to switch and talk to Ranger Boat Pro Marshall Deakins, who recently qualified for the 2017 Forest Wood Cup by winning the BFL All-American on Pickwick Lake. And to continue our crappie conversation, the one and only Jack Wells of B&M Poles will be on next week's show, and they're out of West Point, Mississippi. So a lot of fun. Frank, again, the address and the store is open, and it is...
We open in a half hour. 5715 Mount Moriah.
5715 Mount Moriah. You can't miss it, right?
Well, it's got a big old Indian sign on the pole, and it's got a big Polaris sign on the front of the building, along with the Indian sign.
And all the other stuff going on at the Barton Power Sports over in West Memphis, and the Kubota Tractors right across from
Southland Park Gaming and Racing. Everybody calls it the dog track.
We always have to do that and everything like that.
Like to hear me say that.
And then Forest City, as Jared didn't know, right up Highway 1. Is it right?
It's just off of 1, off the interstate, and it's new building is open, so come by and take a look at it.
Come by and see it. Greg Ratliff, thank you for being with us today. He is on a flexible schedule. Stuart Settles will be back in next week. This is Larry Ray, reminding you as I do each and every day and every week, it doesn't cost an extra cent to be a good sport, and God bless the USA.
You can find out all about it on Outdoor